Hey y'all, welcome to another speed build. Today we are building in Newcrest again on this lot called Optimus Outlook. I want to say this lot is about 30 by 40 tiles. I don't remember exactly, but it's about, it's a medium-sized lot, a bit bigger than the lots I usually build on, but for some reason lately I've been in the mood to do some bigger builds, so here we are. But anyway, today we are building a family home for a pretty big Sims family, actually for the largest size family you can have in the game without using cheats. So this is for 8 Sims. Specifically, I was thinking 6 kids and 2 parents, but of course, if you download this, feel free to adjust it for your own gameplay and your own Sims and whatever you like. The shape of this house is pretty simple. It's quite suburban. I've got like a bump out on the right. I've got a garage space off to the left. A few porches, one in the front, one in the back. So there's like a few interesting touches here and there, but it's just your average suburban house. Although I will say that I added a few touches with the wallpaper and the landscaping that I think kind of set this house apart a little bit, maybe from some of my other suburban builds. It's just like slightly more aesthetic, I guess, like slightly more cute. I don't know. You'll have to let me know what you think, but moving to this little garage area over here, I'm adding a little incline driveway right in front here using 2 roof pieces, and I just sort of lower them to the lowest incline. I add a garage door that is actually just a big sliding door from Snowy Escape, and I kind of like the way that that looks. I'm also using the pillars from Snowy Escape, and I'm just placing them at each of the corners to, I don't know, make it look more finished. And then as far as wallpapers go, I'm going with these sort of beige, creamy, shingled wallpaper from Cats and Dogs, and also some white base game siding. And then on some of the roof pieces, I did do a kind of cool accent where I'm using this wallpaper that's like, it's meant for the interior, but I'm repurposing it as an exterior wallpaper, and it just has like some cute wainscoting, and I don't know, if you don't show like the very top of the wallpaper, it can just pass as like a cute little exterior lumber moment. Anyway, I don't know if that makes any sense, but I just thought that was kind of cool. I'm adding these windows they're from University, I think. And when they're in this plain white swatch, I think they really, meet the vibe of this like fancy-ish suburban home. I also used some base game windows, just like the plain ones in the white swatch with the shutters. They're like some of the most basic ones, and I think they just go with almost everything. I also added some planter boxes outside a lot of the windows. I combined 2, one with flowers and one with some greenery. I'm definitely going for sort of an overgrown look as far as the landscaping goes, so I thought that those planter boxes kind of added to that vibe. Anyway, now I am sort of working on the landscaping. This is one of my favorite ways to do landscaping. I just paint out a little fun sort of squiggly shape for a flower bed using terrain paint. And then I go in with these base game stones, size them down as small as they'll go, and just sort of outline the flower beds. And then I fill them with, obviously, plants, duh. Anyway, but I think it looks really cool. You'll see it come together. That's another thing I should note. You may notice that I go back and I change a lot of things, like this little stepping stone pathway that I have here. I go back in a little while and just like resize the stones and adjust them, and here I'm placing some plants, but in a little while I'm going to come back and adjust them, and then after a little while more, I'm going to come back and adjust them again. And normally I would cut a lot of that out, but I kind of wanted to see what it would be like if I left almost the whole process in. I feel like it might make the video a little more cohesive, but yeah, sorry for rambling. Basically, I'm just leaving in a lot of trial and error in this video, and I don't know if you guys are gonna like it. If you do, let me know in the comments. If you don't, let me know in the comments. Feel free to leave a ruthless hate comment if you want to. I'm okay with it. But yeah. The idea for this house actually came from a friend of mine. We were just calling the other day and she's been watching some of my Sims videos, and joke's on her, she's not really like big into Sims videos, so I'm like one of the only Sims YouTubers she knows. And, you know, joke's on her, she doesn't know that there are way better Sims YouTubers out there, so she's just stuck with me for right now. But she gave me a few ideas. She was saying, like, I make a lot of houses for single Sims and like couples, but she's been really wanting to see like a big family house where I can really show the personality of all the family members. And I was like, yeah, that's a great idea. I haven't done that in a while. Like, let me give that a try. So shout out to her. Thank you. She also gave me a few other ideas. Like, she was saying like I should build my own house, like that I'm living in right now. And I think that would be fun. It might be more fun for me to do than for you guys to watch, because like the place that I live in right now, I'm a student. It's like a little 2-bedroom like apartment space. I don't know. It's really nothing fancy. Like, I don't own a single piece of fancy furniture. And it's like not aesthetic. It's just like functional. It's just like that phase of life where I'm just a student and I can't really like make my house my dream house. But then I was thinking, what if I did that in The Sims? Like, what if I built my apartment as is, and then the video is like me renovating it to be my dream place? Anyway, so I'm kind of rambling, but that's an idea that I had. If you think that'd be fun to watch, maybe let me know in the comments, and I might do that. We'll see. Anyway, back to landscaping. It's sort of come together at this point. Through a little bit of trial and error, I've kind of figured out that I only want to go with white flowers because I feel like too much color would take away from the neutral color scheme of the house. So I'm going with these hydrangea bushes from the base game. I'm also going with one of my favorite flower bushes. It's from the base game. It's called Dull Daisies, and it's just like this dark green bush with like some simple white flowers on it, and I'm just using it in various sizes and scattering it around, and then just like some random greenery, you know, some like dark green, light green, you know how it be. Oh, and then here I am sizing up the stones that I used for this pathway because I thought it would look cooler if they were a little bigger. And then I am even extending the pathway even more all the way to the back garden. That may seem like overkill, like this may seem like a lot of stepping stones, but just wait, like it comes together and I love the way that it looks. I was kind of thinking maybe one of the parents in this home is really into like gardening, landscaping, and interior design, and sort of like homemaking and making spaces cute and beautiful. And you know, now they have like this huge family, and so they've moved to the suburbs. Maybe suburban isn't like their favorite style, so they've tried really hard to take this suburban house that maybe isn't their dream house and like make it as cute as possible by sort of adding some really fun overgrown landscaping and like some whimsical stepping stones, and just trying to like include some really aesthetic touches, even though this isn't like necessarily their favorite style. You know, like they wouldn't have chosen to live in a suburb if it wasn't such a great location for their kids' school or something. I don't know. Anyway, now I am adding this really cute touch that I love. I haven't done this in a while, but I add these little flowers that grow up the side of the building. They are from Get Together. I size them up and then I sort of lower them into the ground to just make it look like the landscaping has sort of grown over the house and like the vines are taking over a little bit. And I just think it's such a cute little overgrown touch. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then I'm just adding a little chimney here. I just add some half walls, and then I sneak a little chimney piece that is from Cottage Living, if I'm remembering correctly, into the top there, and I think it looks really cute. And now we are going on into the interior, working on the floor plan here. The bottom floor came together quite easily. The top floor took a little more trial and error, but we got there eventually. But yeah, the bottom floor has 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths. One of them is just like a little powder room. It has kitchen, living, and garage space. And then up here we have 3 bedrooms as well, and then a little activity room for the kids, a bathroom, an ensuite. That sort of funny shaped room off to the side there with like the dormers and a little bump out, I was thinking of making that a bedroom, but that space actually ends up being the activity room just because it was such a silly shape. But anyway, here we are downstairs picking out some flooring and wallpaper. There's quite a neutral color scheme down here. The wallpapers are like sort of this like creamy paint swatch from Base Game. The floors are this like warm hardwood from Eco Lifestyle, and I matched the stairs with the hardwood as best as I could. I go with this really cute rug from the high school pack, and I make a little sectional couch by combining 2 of the sofas from the new free pack Desert Luxe kit. And those are like some of my favorite sofas at the moment. I've used them in like every build. I also add a little desk here under the stairs, and I wasn't sure if that was going to function, but it does. I play tested it, so that was a relief. And now we will move on to the front entryway. It's sort of this long hallway, so I tried to split it up a little bit by adding a little closet moment and some laundry. I kind of like that little touch. Laundry in the front hall seems pretty realistic. There's also a tiny little bathroom right there with only a sink and a toilet. I guess you'd call that a powder room. And then I just clutter this front space up with like entryway items. This little coat rack from Snowy Escape is really cute. I feel like I'd use that in almost every build if it wasn't like made out of skis, but I don't know, maybe this family kind of likes skiing, or they like the way that skis look. I don't know, but anyway, I'm adding a little calendar from Cats and Dogs, and I'm putting some sticky notes from the Parenthood pack on there. And you know what? I've seen Simlissy and like a few other creators use those sticky notes so many times, and I could never find them. I would like scour the catalog looking for these sticky notes that I think are so cute and would add like a little fun quirky touch, but I could never find them. And then finally, I like slowed one of Simlissy's videos down to like 0.25%. And I was just watching it in like so slow motion, and I finally figured out where she found them. They're in the Parenthood catalog, but the thumbnails are completely blank, so there's no picture that you can see. I think the title of the item is actually called Nothing to See Here, so I don't know if the Sims team is like trying to hide them from me. It's a conspiracy, I don't know, but I finally found them and I was so happy. I used them on that calendar like you just saw, and I used them later in the kitchen. I like put some on the fridge, and I just think they're such a cute touch, and I'm so glad that I finally found them. But anyway, we're moving on now to this sort of hallway space. It's right off of the living room, if you couldn't tell, and it leads to all of the bedrooms on this floor, as well as the shared bathroom. So, you know, it's got like a little accent table, a bookshelf, some seating. I figured, you know, that parent who's really into interior design that I mentioned earlier, you know, they decorated that space as well as the living room and everything and just tried to make it really cute. But anyway, we've begun furnishing this first kids room. I think this room turned out really fun actually in the end. The color scheme and the vibe was very much inspired by the bed swatch, which is from the high school pack. It's gray and pink, and it has some skulls on it, so the color scheme is very much gray and pink, and I tried to make it seem like maybe this teen is like a little emo, but like also loves the color pink. So like combining those two aesthetics as best as I could. I went through and grabbed any posters that fit the color scheme. There's a few from the high school pack, one from base game, that one is from werewolves, and then I even added one from kids' room stuff. So yeah, I really did kind of go ham with the posters in this build. But I add that fun little mirror with the lights on it. That's from Parenthood, I want to say. I add a pink guitar. I add some clutter on the floor. I was assuming your Sims could walk over that, but when I was playtesting, it turns out they can't. So I had to sort of adjust the floor clutter a little bit, but everything else is the same. In the corner here, I put some suitcases down as a little makeshift accent table, and I put a little stereo on there and a plant. I was thinking your Sim might like to sit back here on the beanbags with their friends and just listen to some music and hang out. I also found these beanbags to be a little plain. I thought they could use a little bit of detail, so I decided to make some makeshift little pillows out of these base game towels. I just sort of rotate them using the tool mod and place them on the chair to make it look like there's a few towels, or excuse me, a few pillows there on the chair. Moving on to the second room, this one is for a teen boy specifically. I was trying to make the most stereotypical teen boy's room that I possibly could. I don't know why, but every single teen boy in the world has a navy blue bedspread. So that was very much the color scheme for this room. Very, very navy blue, you know, bedspread, like I said, the curtains, the chair there at the desk. And then there's a bit of gray as well with this wallpaper, as well as this closet piece, which is from City Living. But yeah, I was thinking this Sim was really into video games, so I gave them a little desk space with a gamer chair, I guess, and I'm adding any posters that I thought kind of looked video game-esque. So there's a few from the high school pack that were really good, a few from base game, a couple from City Living as well, and then I add that little gamer computer with like the rainbow keyboard. I feel like that's pretty stereotypical gamer, so I did that. I also added a little punching bag in the corner. I guess this Sim is also into fitness a little bit. Maybe they have a little bit of teen boy rage that they just need to get out by punching the punching bag. But yeah, I just kind of had fun turning this room into a little joke and like a little fun stereotypical teen boy moment. And now we are moving on to the third bedroom. So this one is for two toddlers. I based the color scheme off of that curtain piece that you see there. That is also from the high school pack. As you can see, I'm like really into the high school pack lately. Honestly, I'm just like a little kid. Anything new I'm obsessed with, like the Desert Luxe kit. I'm using those sofas in every single build. I just love new items, and like anything from the high school pack, I'm like just using it over and over. See, like case in point, even that rug that I just placed down, that's from the high school pack. But all jokes aside, I thought that rug fit the color scheme really nicely. Again, I'm going off of that curtain and I'm trying to do like a rainbow pastel-y color scheme. Those little cupcake paintings that I placed above the dresser, I think fit the color scheme really nicely as well. Like they're just kind of cute, and they give off kitty vibes, you know, like little cupcakes. I feel like that's a great way to decorate a little kid's room. I also add these little butterfly wall decals from kids' room stuff, and another cupcake painting, as well as that cute little pastel-y leaf painting from base game, and a pink dinosaur painting. Yeah, I realized this room was a little too cluttered, so I tried to organize it a little bit more. And in the end, I do think that it comes out really, really cute. But yeah, now we are moving on to the shared bathroom. This is for all three kids that live down here, or sorry, all four kids that live down here on the main floor. I go with this base game shower tub combo. I size it up a little bit so it sort of looks a little built in. But you know, you have a tub to bathe your toddlers if you need to. I also add a little toddler potty, so this will be functional for all of the kids. The shape of this bathroom, I will be honest, is a little weird, but I feel like that's part of the charm of this bathroom. And I just really like the way that it turned out. Like, there's this weird little corner over here where I add a little shelf piece, and there's just a couple of counters for, I guess, storage. So it's a bit weird. Like, maybe this isn't a normal bathroom shape, but I just love it. I don't know why. I think it's so quirky and fun. But this is actually the only bathroom that I show the furnishing process for. I was just trying to save a little time because this video is a little longer. It's like 35 minutes. I don't know why, but it just got super long. I guess this build is like bigger than it looks. But anyway, the other bathrooms are very similar. They use the same tiling, even like the same paintings and stuff. So yeah. And then, of course, you'll see what they look like in screenshots at the end of the video if you're like dying to know. But anyway, we've moved on now to this kitchen space. It's actually kitchen and dining combined. And I go with these Dream Home Decorator cabinets with the matching Dream Home Decorator chairs because they have like this really, really warm look that I feel like matches most of the living spaces in this room. So yeah, I just wanted to continue those warm wood tones in here. I add some little shelves as well to kind of break up all of this cabinetry. I use two of my favorite curtains from the base game. They're just so simple, so cute, plain white curtains. And now I'm just going through and cluttering up the counters and adding like just any kind of cute kitchen clutter, like those little dishes on the dish rack. There's a few groceries, that little pot that's from Cottage Living, I want to say, and I added like a bread box and just, anyway, I love cluttering up kitchens. It's very fun. I do tend to like accidentally clutter up my kitchens too much, and then like it's not functional, so I tried to rein it back a little bit in this one. So, and it was functional when I came in to play test it, so that's good. And then here I am adding those sticky notes that I've been hyping up so much. And then I add some lunch boxes around, which I thought was super fun because like since there's so many kids in this build, I feel like that's like a fun, realistic touch to just add like lunch boxes. Like, at least when I was growing up, me and my siblings were always hanging out in the kitchen the night before school, making our lunches together. So I don't know, that's just like a fun little family gameplay touch. But yeah, just adding some last little bits of clutter here on these shelves. The Country Kitchen Kit was a lifesaver there. It has so much great kitchen clutter that fits amazing on a shelf. So like, honestly, yeah, I love the Country Kitchen Kit. It's like my favorite kit by far. But yeah, in a second here, we are going to move on into the garage space. I realized that I hadn't left a doorway to the garage, so I have to do a little bit of adjusting here in the front hall to, you know, make the garage accessible. I use concrete flooring in here as well as this kind of like crusty looking wood wallpaper from base game to make this garage look unfinished. I add some exercise equipment and a little car in here. I also add the trash cans in here and a woodworking table. But yeah, I feel like a garage space is a really easy place to just throw in some activities and like skill building items. So if you download this, feel free to add your own items as you please. But now we are moving on upstairs to the first kids room. I really, really like the way that this kids room turned out. It's very messy, it's very busy. The color scheme was again based off of the bed. It is from the high school pack and it's like this sporty like basketball bedspread, but it also has like a really nice pink and purple vibe going on. I tried to get some matching accent walls with this crazy wallpaper from Dream Home Decorator. I put that on 2 out of 4 of the walls just because I thought it would be too busy to use it all over. But then I add this cute little desk moment here with a pink chair and a pink lamp on the side table. I even add a pink basketball hoop on the wall just for fun. your Sims actually can use that basketball hoop. Like, I was thinking it would not be functional, but your Sims can use it. It just looks super weird. The animations are way off. But anyway, I was thinking it would just be for decoration. I add any poster that I think goes with the sporty theme, and then I also add a little video gaming setup here, just for fun. And I think this room turned out really cute. Then we're moving on to the second bedroom up here on the top floor, and this one is kind of the opposite of that other one. I tried to like go super far in the other direction where it's like not very busy. It's actually very minimal, and the color scheme is really like delicate and calming. So I use this very light pastel blue and a very light pastel yellow, and then just like a bunch of whites and creams. I added an easel in here, which was actually kind of fun because usually when I put an easel down, I make it super messy and cluttered with like paint cans and stuff, but this one I tried to keep it like cohesive and minimal and like cute looking. So that was a fun little way to like switch things up. But I also added a violin in here, you might have noticed. This room gave me the vibes like this sim definitely plays the violin. I don't know if that makes any sense, but little plant. And now we are moving on into the parents' bedroom. I tried to make this room very similar, you know, look-wise to the common areas in the house, just because I feel like those common areas would very much reflect the parents' taste more than the kids' taste. So, you know, a lot of warm wood tones, like the bed, the side tables, the dresser, even the curtains that I add in a little while, they all have that sort of warmer wood tone that I think is really showcased throughout the rest of the house. I add some little drawings above the dresser here from the kids. I thought that was a cute touch. I add some paintings here against the wall. I was thinking that parent who's really into interior design just collects those paintings and like is gonna hang them up one day when they find like a cute place for them. This room also has an ensuite that I don't furnish on camera, but it looks, you know, similar to the bathroom downstairs. And there's a common bathroom on this floor as well, but I skipped that one too. And now we are just moving on into this little activity room, the one with the weird shape that I mentioned earlier. But I tried to add activities for kids of all ages in here. I add another video game moment in here with like some beanbag chairs again for the older kids. And then for the younger kids, I add like a dollhouse and a drawing table and like a few giant stuffed animals. I even add a little block building table. So yeah, it's very messy and just like whatever. I just wanted it to be useful, and I thought a cluttered look would go really nicely in this room. But yeah, we're kind of getting to the end of this build here. You know, I finished decorating this room, then we head to the backyard and add a few activities back there, and then head into screenshots. So yeah, kind of winding down here, but I really hope you liked this video. I had so much fun building this. Honestly, I'm having a lot of fun on this channel, and it's been like a great little creative outlet for me. I say that all the time, but like especially lately, this has been like a great escape from everything, and I'm just having so much fun. So I hope you are also liking the videos. But anyway, if you want to download this build, I'll have the information down below, like my gallery ID. Also, I post speed builds like this all the time, so if this is your cup of tea, definitely feel free to subscribe, leave a like, or if you don't like it, feel free to leave a dislike. But yeah, I'm just kind of finishing up this back garden. I decided I wanted to continue this stone pathway around the flower beds and like all the way around to the back porch. I thought that was really cute. I add a little sandbox moment you may have seen. I did that by placing down some sand terrain paint and then just putting some fun toys in there. Like I use that giant play tent from Dream Home Decorator. I can never fit that on the interior of my builds, so I was really glad that I had this giant backyard that I could like place it in. I also add some monkey bars back here, which is really fun, especially if your Sims if your kid Sims have the athletic aspiration, then it's really handy to have some monkey bars in the backyard. I also add some planters for whatever parent likes to garden. And then I'm working on one last little flower bed back here to kind of finish things up, and I feel like it frames the backyard nicely. I also add a swing set, you may have noticed. I think that's great for gameplay, especially if you have young Sims. I add a little ant farm and a bee box. Oh, and then outdoor laundry. I forgot I added outdoor laundry. I guess your Sims have the choice of doing laundry inside or outside. But yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!